Good morning, beautiful goddesses, and welcome to another episode of Soul Sister Adventures with my bestie, Miss Connie Rose. Good morning, Miss Connie.
Good morning. It's a great day to have a great day.
This is true. And the question we have for you today is, are you being paid for your time or are you being paid for your results? I love diving into conversations like this. Woo! So,
yeah.
Connie got some great literature for us today. And then, of course, we're going to, banter back and forth with a delicious conversation. Yes?
Of course, always. So for those of you who have, this is your first episode.
Oh, that's right.
Can
you imagine? More are coming in every day.
It's true. It's true. Our reach there's a ripple.
There is a ripple.
And what we've been reading from for the last few weeks. Now, if you haven't caught last week's episode about Out of the Box with Barbie, you definitely want to go back and listen to that.
That was juicy.
And we've been reading from and learning from Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. And today we are talking about wealth file number 11. It's serious when I get my readers on.
Yes. Get out a pen and piece of paper. There will be some writer downers.
There will be some writer downers for sure. So rich people choose to get paid based on results. Poor people choose to get paid based on time. Okay. So have you ever heard this advice? Go to school, get a good grades, get a good job, get a steady paycheck, be on time, work hard, and you'll live happily ever after. I don't know about you, but I'd sure love to see the written guarantee on that one.
Actually, I tried it.
Right. I have to say, I didn't get, being raised by entrepreneurs, it was a different environment,
Yeah.
So here it says, I'm going to keep going. So what I will discuss is the idea behind the quote, steady paycheck. There's nothing wrong with getting a steady paycheck unless it interferes with your ability to earn what you're worth. There's the rub. Okay. So again, there's nothing wrong with getting a steady paycheck unless it interferes with your ability to earn what you're worth. So that's where you want to start to look.
Okay. Well, and you might be in a spot where you're like, I'm not sure if I'm worthy or not, right?
Yeah.
So we have, that is one of our commitments, is to unhook that, unhinge that, not only through being with us, interacting with us as a community, but in our podcast, in our who we are as leaders, our businesses as well. So you are worthy, you are divine, and let's open our ears and our hearts so that we can receive this message, even if you are not over the bridge of worthiness, because I spent a lot of years not thinking I was worthy. And the moment I did, my life changed.
Yeah. Thanks for putting that in.
Yeah.
So poor people prefer to be paid a steady salary or hourly wage. Their need for security of knowing that exactly the same amount of money is coming in at exactly the same time, month in and month out. What they don't realize is this security comes with a price. And you know what the cost is? Wealth. Okay. Living based in security is living based in fear. What you're actually saying is, I'm afraid I won't be able to earn enough based on my performance. So I'll settle for earning just enough to survive or to be comfortable. Rich people prefer to get paid based on the results they produce. If not totally, then at least partially. Rich people usually own their own business in some form. They make their income from their profits. Rich people work on commission or percentages of revenue. Rich people choose stock options and profit sharing in lieu of higher salaries. Notice there are no guarantees with any of the above. As stated earlier, in the financial world, the rewards are usually proportionate to the risk. Risk-reward ratio, right?
Correct.
Rich people believe in themselves. They believe in their value and they believe in their ability to deliver it. Poor people don't. That's why they need guarantees. So he goes on to talk about this wealth principle about never have a ceiling on your income. Because if you choose to get paid for your time, you're pretty much killing your chances of creating wealth.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
this rule
I want
also, go ahead.
I want to put something in right there.
Yeah.
So I get, you could be hearing this like, well, I didn't choose to be poor, or I didn't choose to fill in the blank, right? So
Mhm.
we just want to open your awareness to, if this is where you are, this may be what can begin to unhook or unhinge that.
Yeah.
Because I worked 18 years, corporate tax and accounting, and I worked 3 jobs. So I can promise you, I was getting paid for my time. And
Right.
in the process, it sucked, every piece of who I was designed to be out of me. Because there was no space, there was no capacity for my worth or my value, or I actually thought my value was attached to the number of hours I worked or the number of jobs I had, and the full expression of who I am was not able to be alive in the world. I was building somebody else's dream, not my own.
Yeah, for sure.
So
And there's limited, like there's only so many hours in the day. You could
right.
only physically work so many hours.
Yeah, my day started at 4 o'clock in the morning and it pretty much ended at most evenings I got home about 1.
That's crazy.
Slept 3 hours. This is called like the hamster wheel of no return. And I can
Exactly.
promise you I was out to prove something different. But
Yeah.
until I got my like value and worth, I
Right.
I couldn't hear it differently. So I'm really calling on you, activating in you to hear, we're not saying you chose this. This kind of unconsciously is just where you ended up. And you actually do have choice. You just have to begin to take new actions in alignment with your worth and your value.
Well, and first comes the awareness. So it's kind
Correct.
of like a wake up call, or like the cold bucket of water, like waking you
Yes.
up, like, okay, you know, right. And we know with our training, all of the unconscious patterns are there and they run automatically. It's nothing to be like ashamed of, embarrassed about.
It's to
And
really survival.
it is total survival. That's how our brain actually is designed,
Yes.
until and unless we have the awareness to intercept that.
Yes.
And so even, so you are an accountant. So even
18.
these high income service industries like doctors, lawyers, accountants, consultants who are not yet partners, right? They're not sharing in the corporate profits.
Yep.
There's a cap on their income based on how much time they have.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not suggesting there's anything wrong,
Correct.
right, with where you're at. Just don't expect to get rich unless you find a way to duplicate or leverage yourself, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to skip ahead. The fear most people have of being paid based on their results is often just a fear of breaking out of their old conditioning. Their new brain patterns, like we talk about, everything's a brain pattern and a frequency. Same thing, right? And so most people who are stuck in a steady paycheck rut have past programming that tells them this is the normal way to get paid for your work,
Mm.
right? So we are huge proponents of being an entrepreneur, because then you start getting paid for your value that you bring to the market, right?
Even if you start part-time
Exactly.
or sometime, just start taking the actions of, I'm going to do something to get me where? Out of the box. Go back
Yeah.
and listen to last week's.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and my first job was, I had my own piano studio, and I had it for 20 years. And so, you know, again, being raised in a family of entrepreneurs, that was just what we did. And so I personally am a big believer every single person on the planet needs to have their own something, like whether it's full-time or part-time, or like you said, sometime,
Yep.
because just the tax benefits alone that unlock, because there's two, you're an accountant, I'm not, but this is what I know though. There's 2 taxation systems in this country. There's one for employees, and there's one for entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And it unlocks over 470 different potential tax savings. Why would you want to leave that money on the table? I do not understand. So, you know, I personally believe everyone needs to have their own something, side gig, side hustle, whatever you want to call it. Shannon and I are connected. Not only do we have our own things that we're doing, we're also connected to other high performers in other industries. So if what we're doing is not for you, we can help you get connected to the people that you want to get connected with. Fair?
Sure.
Yeah. So the first reason is so everyone should have their own part-time something, because here's the deal. The vast majority of millionaires become rich by being in their own business. Like the results speak for themselves, right? Then it says, secondly, we pointed to this already, it's extremely difficult to create wealth when the tax man is grabbing almost half of everything that you earn. So when you own your own business, you can save a small fortune in taxes by writing a portion of your expenses, such as, now talk to your CPA. I'm not a CPA, but but you could you're eligible for things like writing off a portion of your expenses for your car, for travel, your education, even your home. I work from home. 21% of my workspace is deducted, like all my utilities, like all of it, right? So if you don't have a brilliant business idea, not to worry, you could use someone else's. First, you can become a commissioned salesperson. So sales is one of the world's highest paid professions. And if you're good, you can earn a fortune. Second, you could join a network marketing company. We talked about this. There's dozens of excellent options, and they all have services and products. You can get started really easily with not a whole lot of money out of pocket, not a lot of risk. And if it resonates with you, it could be a dynamic vehicle. I mean, you've set your family free. Yeah. And I have a combination of like traditional business and that too. For me, it's a combo kind of a thing. And I'm working to grow both simultaneously. And I need at least half of my income to be passive residual.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So, and the deal is, when you own your own business, when you're working in direct sales, you get paid when you work. Like you don't get paid, like if you don't put in the time, and there is time involved. So we're not saying like, you're going to trade, but it's not a one-to-one correlate, time for dollars.
Correct.
Right. And so then if you're in a current employee situation, one of his ideas is talk to your employer to see if you could become a subcontractor to get paid, so that you get other tax benefits.
Yeah.
And you might be thinking, well, my employer is never going to go for that. However, having employees is very expensive. So your employer might be open to that conversation, because here's the deal. You're never going to get rich working on straight salary. Right? So the millionaire mind, the declaration, we're going to put our hands on our heart, take a deep breath, and bring awareness to that heart center. There's more messages going from our heart to our brain than our brain to our heart. It's so important to be in touch and connected to that. And so I want you to repeat after me. I choose to get paid based on my results.
I choose to get paid based on my results.
And then touch your mind. I have a millionaire mind.
I have a millionaire mind.
So the homework is, like, if you're an employee, go have a conversation with your boss. See if you can become a contract employee, to see if you can get paid based on your results, based on your like clocking in and clocking out. And the second thing is, if you do not currently have a side something and your boss is saying, no, this is what it is, like, reach out to me and Shannon. Like, we have connections, we have things that we're both doing. And like I said, connections in the industry, that if what we're doing is not a match, we can probably find you the right person to be connected to. So it's really unleashing your fullest potential and then getting financially rewarded for it. Right?
Preach.
Isn't that what we want to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
And back to your network is your net worth.
Yeah, it is.
Which was 2 episodes ago.
Yes. Yeah.
This is so cheesy.
It's good.
It's
a life of freedom and joy, and really getting to see the difference that you make.
Yeah. And one of the things I will share, and I don't know if you know the statistics of women who make over 6 figures in, I'll call it the real world, is like nil. In fact, the type of income, the type of money that I've been able to make, to generate since I have quit accounting, corporate tax and accounting, I couldn't have made it in accounting had I not been a partner.
Yes. Which is an owner, right?
Which is an owner in some CPA firm, which for me, I'm just going to say was not well, number one, I would have never, I'm a woman. The number of women who are
in
partners
your industry,
in a CPA firm is like nil. Then the number of hours that you would have to invest into being a partner, what that would have cost me, what it already was costing me. And so what happened? I began to surround myself with other women who had what I wanted, who were doing what I wanted, were training what I wanted. And I said, teach me, train me. I'm joining you. What you got? Like, I'm all in. And I'm with an unwavering commitment to figuring it out.
Yeah.
And the moment I figured out, 150 days, I quit my 6-figure income job and been free ever since. So it is all possible. I had to come to like that moment, that crossroads where I got that I was in a prison of my own making. I took ownership. I took responsibility for what I created for myself.
Yeah.
And not like a Megron, but like I was doing what I thought I needed to do to, number one, please my mom, number two, provide for my family. And when this is a life that has been given to us such that we can do anything and everything that we say that we want. Like we actually came to this earth for an experience. And again, we might be speaking, this might be crazy woo to you. Hear it. I hope it alters you today, like right now, in this moment. Like when we came here for an experience, and quite frankly, I did not like the movie that was playing on the screen. Who has the power to change it? I did. You do. Connie does.
Yeah. Only.
So take radical self-responsibility. Take radical new actions. You know, you can build online, offline. I mean, Connie and I have it all.
We do. Between the two of us, like, we can hook you up.
We are ninjas. We are ninjas at thriving. And even during a pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So that is powerful. If you can lock arms, lock hearts with two women who have already like battled it out on your behalf. Because we go back to running the 4-minute mile. I've already run the 4-minute mile. Now it's your turn. Like I paved the way. We got the blueprint. We got the pathway. When are you ready? You can cut through time and space and obstacles all on behalf if you're hanging out with two women who have already ran the 4-minute mile.
Well, and isn't that why we hired coaches? Because we personally have, like, I have 3 coaches right now, and we have each other, right?
Yes.
The sacred alliance that we have.
Yes.
And it is to do it with velocity.
And elevate. Yes. Yeah. I'm in 2 masterminds that are rocking my neurology, rocking my being, and elevating and having me think different and have me take new actions that even I already, in everything I've accomplished, have not done what I am currently doing right now. What do you always say? Like, if your butt's not puckering, you're not like.
Exactly. Vicky Brakefield, man, I love that woman. Like, if your butt's not puckering, you're not playing big enough game.
My butt is puckering. And you know what they said this week in this week's mastermind call? If you made it, because so we're in like approaching week number 4. If you could just get to week 4, you have done like the hardest work.
Yeah.
So where are you? Are you mentally like in week 1 or week 2 and you are just struggling and in the grind? Hang on, lock arms, dial in, call us, book. I mean, you and I both have links to reach out to us, connect with us in the Soul Sister Adventures Facebook group, connect with us individually on our Facebook pages. We have links to begin and continue conversations with you such that you can get from, let's just say, the week 2 in the trenches to week 4, oh, you're on the other side. And if you can just get from here to there, the rest of your life could look radically different. You could begin to get paid for what you deserve and what you desire. And you can start slow, you can go fast.
No ceiling.
No ceiling. Unlimited. Unlimited possibilities for you and your family. And it all starts with a conversation.
Yeah.
To creating what you want. Hey, I got an ebook. Download my ebook.
Yeah, you definitely want to get the ebook for sure.
It will walk you through the entire process. Well, I think this has been amazing and juicy. Anything else from you, Miss Connie?
I don't think so.
You want to talk about the jewelry party real quick?
Yeah, so if you're local, and we only have, I think,
12 spots.
7 spots left.
Oh, my goodness.
7 spots left. So one of our friends, Maureen Hughes, Dr. Maureen Hughes, is super cool, and she is going to come and teach us how to make your own high frequency jewelry with semi-precious stones. You get to choose which style. So once you commit, then I'll send you a link that'll give you the different stones and the designs, and you'll just pay Maureen directly. And it's going to be at our free water store. So we're going to be served living water while we're playing. Everybody will bring a little snack to share.
Yeah.
And it'll be a couple hours on Tuesday, August 29th, 6 to 8 at our free water store. And you'll be then empowered and equipped to, once you learn how to do it yourself, then, we're starting with the one design, and then you'll be unleashed to make as much jewelry as you want. And as a bonus, I'm bringing my AO scan technology. So we're going to be imprinting the jewelry. I like to imprint my jewelry with abundance, wealth, success, love, forgiveness, and gratitude, because those are very high frequencies that I wear.
Come on, and I have like 3 scoops of that, please.
Yeah, well, it makes it different. Like I imprint everything. I even imprint my little fairy hair.
This is true.
Rose quartz fairy hair. Yeah. So yeah, if you're local, reach out to us like sooner rather than later, because the spots are filling up.
Yep. Beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's just 7 spots, 5 or 7 spots left. I can't remember which one. Yeah.
Great. Lock it in. All right, beautiful ladies. Until we see you again next time, get in the car.
Get in the car.